Please. That's not the right one. Come on. So, now we're good. Now we're good. Hey friends, I'm Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Streaming is hard. Welcome to Whoop Wednesday. We're going to review the entire goddamn fleet of Tiny Whoops tonight. Let me quit and relaunch the Logitech application so that the camera doesn't look like a literal potato. That'll clear up in a second there. Yeah, we're going to, I've got 12 batteries charged, and there are, how many little whoops here? We got 1, we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 1 we're probably not going to fly this one, but 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and these guys are 2S, so they take 2 batteries at a time. So 8, 9, 10, 11. 1 battery to spare. 1 battery per quad, with 1 battery to spare. This one, I still need to plug the motors in. There it is. Now that camera's looking good. This one I need to plug the motors in, and we will... you know what's funny about this one? I don't have enough propellers for this. I remember... So I was about to do that Weebly order the other night, but then I remembered that there was something else that I needed, and I couldn't think of what it was. It's 1.6 inch, 1.5 millimeter propellers. So if you head over to so the reason why I'm doing a Weebly order is they're the only shop that has these HappyModel clear Mobula 6 canopies here stateside. So yeah, I'm gonna snag a bunch of those, and while I'm at it, I'm going to get 40 millimeter 2-blade, 1 millimeter, 1.5 millimeter. So these are the ones. These are the jammy jamtastic. Oh no! 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 Why? Why can't one store ever have all the things that you need? Oh man. Crap. Yeah, these are what I need. Oh man. Is there some oh crap. Polly Shortcut says Tiny Whoop has them. Yeah, I know, but I don't have anything else that Tiny Whoop does not have this canopy, unfortunately. Oh man. Balls. I mean, Amazon has them. Here, let's see. 16, 10, 1.5 millimeter. The ones on the screen right now are the 1 millimeter shaft. There it is. There it is on Amazon. Hey, here it is on Amazon too, but they're the blue ones. I would kind of rather have the gray ones, but it looks like I'm getting the blue ones. $10. I'll have a whole bunch of them. All will be right with the world. What about these? July 31st? Nah. What about these? $18? No. Hey, here's some smoke crotch gray ones. July 31st. No. Oh, and those are 1 mil shaft. Balls. Hey. Nope, 1 mil shaft. Hey. Nope, 1 mil shaft. Damn. All right. Well, all right. Is it just me? When do you guys? Have you guys ever placed an order and had everything be in stock? Is that just a thing of the past now? Are we just not? Is that a figment of our imagination? It's a figment of our imagination, isn't it? I come from a time where we used to be able to order 5 things that we needed from one store. Did I put that in my shopping cart? What the hell's happening here? Did I just open it in a separate tab? I just opened it in a separate tab. Oh, great! Oh, man. Damn you! Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Adding it to the cart. I really need those. So, yeah. I also need, what is this? Is this another cable? HDMI cable white. Oh, we do need this cable though. We do need this cable. I also need a USB to HDMI cable. So I'm going to leave this tab opened and then do this order later. Man, okay, I need to find something else that I need from Weebleed. I can't just order those canopies. That's absolutely insane. So yeah, I'll spend some time on Weebleed tonight and figure out some other stuff. Greetings, cretins. How's everybody doing? How are every single one of you? Everybody type it all at once. You know what I'm going to get from Weebleed is some more batteries. I'm going to get some more of the best batteries
in the world
from Weebleed FPV. You come here to batteries, chargers, and accessories, and right here, 300 mAh, and you can change the plug to BT 2.0. That's what you want for sure. So yeah, I'm going to get some more of these batteries and those canopies, and God knows what else. That's going to be my night. Are you guys excited? It's going to be a very exciting night. Tonight we're going to fly all these quads, and I'm going to talk shit on every single one other than the one that I like the most, and you guys are going to ask me questions, and I'm going to give you the best answers I possibly can. In the chat, Titan was first, Try Prelog was next, Hockey Rounds, Gusto FPV, Matthew Karam, Frank Nicholas, Volusia, Northern Tier, Bo Weber, Ram Donko, Liam Weitzel, Stavel, Bitterroot, Brandon Woodford, Andrew DeCavia, Drone Hater, Sky Sailor, Douglas Otwell, Zeta 7 Solo, Stavel again, Andrew again, Northern Tier again, Hockey Rounds again, Riot 9, Kevin Sumner, Paulie Shortcuts. The farther down I go, the harder it gets because I gotta sort through all the duplicates. RC Dude FPV UK. Fun Pervolt is here. Flush FPV in the house. Professor Biohazard has arrived. Merryman is here. CMYK. Captain Vlad Tepez. Killer Whale. Travis H. Flush. Ramdonko Denzilla. Mr. Dr. Death. Quad 66 and Alec Dvornik. What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming. If you want to talk directly to me, all you got to do is type CiottiFPV, and when you do that, it'll light up an orange like this. You can put an @ but you don't have to. You can do that with each other. If you type somebody's name into your message and you spell it correctly and put the spaces in the right spot, for them alone, it'll light up on orange, and you'll get their attention. Do it. Matthew Karam tagged me and said, hyped for Fleet live stream. Been looking forward. Matthew, was this your idea? Was the Fleet live stream your idea? I think it was, right? Friday, we're going to do Fleet Friday. Let me make sure. Hold on. Let me make sure I don't have something on Friday. Yeah, it's going to be Fleet Friday. And yeah, no, we're good. And we're going to go through all these guys. We're going to go through all the 5-inch rigs and the cinematic rigs and the old school 5-inch rig and the rip squeaks and some stuff that's on the shelving unit here. We're not going to fly stuff because I can't fly these in the house. I mean, I can, but it would be a nightmare. So yeah, tonight we're going to fly a bunch of these. We're going to talk about them and fly them. Fleet Friday, we're just going to talk about them and go over like intended use, like why do I have it, right? Like I don't just have like, so this is my very first 5-inch rig ever, and this is really the only one that's on the wall that doesn't have like a very specific use. It's, yeah, I try not to keep rigs that are just like wall art because they don't really look all that great. So yeah, everything that I've got is up here for a reason. There's a very specific job that it does, and yeah, we'll talk about that, and hopefully you'll learn. Hopefully I'll learn you something. Ugh. Bull. Bull. What do you think of that? Bo Weber says, what's up, CiottiFPV and everyone? Andrew DeCavia says, in that video with Joshua Bardwell, you mentioned throttle expo. Any videos or source you can recommend to learn that and tuning on these Mobula 6s and Mobula 7s? Andrew DeCavia, great question. Let's see how good Quad Bod and Apache Smoke Wounded Sniper have done with their tags. So you can do this. You can go to anybody's channel, and then right over here, it just shows up as a tiny little magnifying glass. But that's it. You click that magnifying glass, and you can search just that person's channel. It digs, yo. It digs through the descriptions and shit. And Quadbot and Apache Smoke have been doing amazing time codes with descriptions for all of the live streams over the last like 6 to 8 months. So this search now works pretty good. So let's search for throttle expo. And okay, we've got a bunch. We've got a bunch of options here. So 1, 2, 3. I would check these 3 out. No, here's how to fly smooth. It might be in here too. So you can click through on each one of these, and all of the oh, this one's too old. This live stream's too old. Okay, that's from a year ago. Okay, so 8 months ago. Let's see. Yeah, this one has time codes. So here in the description, you got a bunch of time codes. So Friday stream take 2, using throttle scale, turtle mode. This is what you do. You just sit here and you look through the time codes, and eventually, hey, there we go. Throttle mid and throttle expo on Tiny Whoops right here. And so you can click this time code, and it'll bring you exactly to that point in the video. And I'll probably talk about it.
How to find throttle mid and throttle expo. I heard they are not useful on Tiny Whoops. Is that correct? I think they are the most useful of Tiny.
So yeah, here you go. I'm going to talk about it in this video.
Expo of 0.3, which is typically what I run.
Show you how to do it.
As I add throttle, these numbers are going to be different.
So let me click share.
So my throttle.
No, you know what? You do it. You do it. This is another really annoying corporate jargon kind of thing from back in the day that I was in that world. But it's actually the perfect statement. It's the perfect thing for here. This is a teachable moment. Yeah, that's actually not the right use of that, which is perfect because corporate jargon is almost always completely misused. Yeah, go do that little exercise and search it and click through like I just did, and then next time you need to do it, you'll remember it better. Versus me just dropping the link on you, and then next time you have to do it, you'll be like, where was that magnifying glass that Ciotti said? You know, if you're anything like me, when you do something, you remember it a lot better. And there's a couple other videos there. If I left something out, or if you just want to hear me explain it a different way, yeah, there's a couple other videos there where it looks like I talked about it. So it's super, super, super helpful on the Tiny Whoops with Mega KV motors. Riot9 says, too long, didn't whop Mobula 6 billion KV BT Weebleedies. TLDW. Too long, didn't watch. Yeah. I'm going to go with yes. I don't know what you're asking. Kevin Sumner says, what's up, folks? How you living, CiottiFPV? I'm good, brother. You? Paulie Shortcut says, I was looking to see if you had an affiliate link for Tiny Whoop, but didn't see it. So Tiny Whoop does not have an affiliate program. Jesse does not want people doing reviews on all of his gear and then spamming affiliate links to try to just drive people over to Tiny Whoop. He wants the reviews to be real and not like driven by money. I love that about him. You know, the amount of money that we make from the affiliate links is so small that, like, for me at least, for the bigger YouTubes, they make a significant amount of money because they get a shitload of views, blah 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 blah. For me, affiliate links are just kind of for funsies, to be really honest. I love them, and it's very, very, very generous of the companies that do them to have them set up. But it's not enough money for me to like lie about a product, basically. Not that I do that anyway, but you know, just as an example, yeah. If I was making $200, $300, $400 per review with an affiliate link, I might review a product a little bit more favorably, rather than saying like, hey, this sucks, don't buy it. If you do decide to buy it, you're an idiot, but here's an affiliate link so that I can benefit from you being an idiot. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's I absolutely love that Jesse specifically doesn't do an affiliate program because of the reason. You know, it's not like he's just lazy or his web server isn't set up for it. It's that he wants the all the feedback about his products to be legit and real, and I love that. So yeah, you'll never see an affiliate link to TinyWhoop. Peter Sova says Pyrodrone is the exact same way. Pyrodrone set up an affiliate program and then they closed it down. Although they're not, they don't really well, I guess they do manufacture products. But yeah, they don't have an affiliate program either, and they have the ability to do it. So it's not just Jesse at TinyWhoop. Peter Sova says, hey, any idea for a mount for a pinch cam? Just broke F4 2G4 flight controller because of the mount lying on the flight controller and crashing upside down. The pound mount on tinywhoop.com is pretty damn good. Or you can go with a Mc Stinky mount. If you do not have the Mc Stinky mount is on Thingiverse. If you do not have a 3D printer, you can buy a Mc Stinky mount for me. I had a little 3D printing competition, and I ended up with a ton of Mc Stinky mounts. So basically, for the price of shipping, I will send you a few of these. And while you're at it, you might as well hit my Etsy store and see if there's anything else that you need, or just, you know, tell me what you need right now, and I might have it, and we can do a little dealio. So yeah. I think the Mc Stinky mount is kind of going to be your best bet. That's the mount that most of the top racers are using, and they crash really hard. So, yeah, Mc Stinky or the pound mount from TinyWhoop. Professor Biohazard says, I found the blue gem fans fit better without needing to be drilled first. Interesting. I'll let you know. I don't ever remember having an issue with the 1.5s. But, yeah, I don't know. I'll have a whole bunch of them. I'll try them out. CMYK says, what's up, Gangly Gang? And CiottiFPV. Travis H says, CiottiFPV and everyone, good evening. YouTube did the thing. Pauly Shortcut says, yo, freak fleet on fleek. Professor Biohazard says, had a hell of a time troubleshooting my 75 yesterday. Turned out I had a shaft slipping on my iGao 4 motors. Interesting. That sucks, because they're hard to get a hold of, those motors. Damn, yeah, that sucks. Rockcrawler says, howdy, Ciotti and Gangly Gang. Matthew Karam says, thought of the idea because I was looking through the lives to check the rigs you built. Nice. I thought it was you, Matthew. Yeah, you're getting your wish, brother. 2 streams in a row, covering pretty much everything. I mean, there's some stuff that I won't bother to talk about, probably. There's some stuff that's like kind of torn apart. My fucking feet are cold. Hold on, let me put some sockies on, guys. I got a pair of sockies here. I'm just gonna put these MFers on. Shirt of the day! It's an autocross joke. We used to hit cones a lot. When you're trying to get really close to cones, you tend to get a little over-enthusiastic and get a little bit too close and slam them with the front of your car. But hey, when you have 4 or 5 or 6 runs and only the fastest one counts, you just kind of go ham on every run, and if you get a clean one, it's usually fast. That's the name of the game for me, at least. Well, it was. CMYK says, facilitating synergistic partnerships across multiple verticals, leveraging cutting-edge technologies. Yep. Die. CMYK says, any tips for getting the HappyModel flight controller ELRS set up and bound? Yeah, give it 3 days. It's usually how long it takes me. Just got my Fly Tribe giveaway Boxer ELRS radio in the mail today, so reading all the ELRS things now. Yeah, Joshua has a big ELRS video that I pretty much watch every time I start to run into issues. You'll get it. It literally might take a couple of days, but you'll get it. Ramdongo says, Hugh 30,000, and the other thing I broke, CiottiFPV and Tiny Whoop. Thank you. You're welcome. Denzel the Terrible says, CiottiFPV said pound mount. I did indeed. CMYK says, Mc Stinky is super solid for me so far. Thanks. You're certainly welcome. CMYK bought a bunch for me. Merryman says, will the Mc Stinky fit a Walksnail cam? Well, that's a super interesting idea. Why didn't I think of that? Probably. Let's see. Here's the only problem with that, is that the Mc Stinky mounts the camera really low, and there's a bunch of duct in view, but the Walksnail camera, the light, the Avatar Mini light, it has less field of view than most cameras. Oh, I can see the problem. The lens is probably not going to sit in there right. So it might actually be fine because it's got less field of view. There might not be a ton of duct in view. But let's take a look. You okay? Strange noise from upstairs. It sounded almost like somebody got hurt. I'm gonna go check in a second. All right, so it doesn't fit in the two smaller Mc Stinkies, but there is a. Oh, of course, it's gonna go in the Runcam Nano Mc Stinky because it goes in the mount made for the Runcam Nano. The Mobula 6 canopy. There it is. There's one. Alright, so this is the third Mc Stinky size. And so, okay, yeah, so it does not. So there would need to be a fourth version of the Mc Stinky mount made. It would need to be, so this is the Runcam Nano 3 Mc Stinky, and the little hole for the lens to go through is too small for the Walksnail light camera. The PCB is the perfect size, and the PCB would almost certainly, just double check. Yeah, the PCB would slide in there, but this front camera barrel part would need to be enlarged, and it might as well be pushed forward. But again, the Mc Stinky mounts sit really low, and you get a bunch of duct in view. Yeah, I don't know. I personally wouldn't do it. Although, man, I don't love any of the other camera mounting setups. And there are some advantages to the Mc Stinky. So that's kind of interesting, actually. A Walksnail rig with a Mc Stinky camera. And then maybe if you did like... So these are all 25 degree up tilt, I think. These might be 20. I think they're 25. These... Yeah, I wonder if the slightly less field of view and 30 degree up tilt would keep the ducts out of view. But the first thing that would need to happen is that somebody would need to take massage that Mc Stinky mount file. Let me show you how to find the Mc Stinky. And I'm going to leave a comment on the Mc Stinky mount asking if they'll do a light version. So this is, I'm going to drop this link into the chat. This is all of the 3D printed things that I have like favorited. And here's the Mc Stinky. But if you just search for the Mc Stinky, THEMCSTINKY, you'll find it. Let's come in here though. Yeah, see, so there's the Mc Stinky in all different up tilts, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. And then there's the big Mc Stinky. And then there's the nano Mc Stinky. Oh, look at this. Mc Stinky HD0, a spacer? Yo! Mc Stinky HD0. Look at all these. There's an HD0 Mc Stinky? What? Oh, there is! Look at that! Yo, I bet you some things would be willing to do a Walksnail Mc Stinky. Oh, shit! Yo. Okay. Okay. Alright, hold on. Let me sign in. Let me log in, rather. And, I'm gonna leave a comment on there. And ask if they might make a Walksnail light. What's the camera called? The camera is called Avatar Mini 1S Lite. Avatar Mini 1S Lite. Avatar Mini 1S Lite. So I'm gonna say any chance of a mount for the cool. Oh, come on now. Yeah, that's not necessarily a bus. That's a bus for sure. That's a tractor trailer, I think. Hey! Oh my God! Somebody already asked. Well, look, T-Bell asked on January 2nd for the HD0, and he made that. So hopefully, eventually, some things will see the Oh, look at that! Ooh, that's just cool right there. And it looks like there's a BT 2.0 version of it. That's pretty slick. I don't know why I like those little battery caps so much. Tiny Whoop battery strain relief, huh? Look at that! Ah, okay. Okay. You just loop it right around there. I don't hate that. I'm not gonna ever use one because TPU is heavy, but shit. Okay. Let's get back into the chat, get caught up on chat, and then we'll dive into the fleet out. The fleet. Ah. Good question, Merryman. Mo FPV says, do you have different camera angles on the Mc Stinky mount? I do not. Just 25 that I had everybody print for the little contest. Kiz Bartlett says, Mc Stinky said he'd print me some Mc Stinkies. It's stinkception. Kiz, if you have a line on... if you have a way of communicating with Mc Stinky, can you ask him to do the... Can you tell him that many people in our live stream here are looking for the... an Avatar Mini 1S Lite version, and that I left a comment and pointed everybody towards it. Maybe he'll hook us up. Stavel says, let's leverage the business jargon. Merryman says, thanks for looking at it. You're certainly welcome. Mr. Death says, I'm a newbie. Oh no, he did say newbie. All right. I'm a newbie and new to FPV. I plan to buy a Radiomaster Zorro ELRS Meteor 65 Pro with ELRS. Will I be able to bind and fly it without a PC, or is it impossible? Thanks for the answer. I mean, maybe. If that Radiomaster Zorro comes with the exact same version of a similar enough version of ELRS as the Meteor 65 Pro, then you might be able to bind and fly it. Maybe. But man, trying to do anything in FPV without a computer is super difficult. Like way more difficult than just sucking it up and watching a couple of YouTube videos and doing things in Betaflight or on the computer in general. So yeah, that's a tough one. But technically speaking, if the transmitter comes with ELRS 2.5, for example, and then the quad comes with ELRS 2.5, you should be able to do the binding procedure on the quad, which is probably going to be plug-in power, remove, plug-in power, remove, plug-in power. and then tell the transmitter to bind, you might be okay. But man, if there's a version mismatch there, or if you need to change anything on the quad, you really do need a computer. But I mean, I guess, I mean, here's the other problem though. You're gonna have to do some OpenTX setup. I can't imagine a world, I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure that there's no way to buy a bind and fly quad and a brand new transmitter and not use a computer. I think you have, maybe not though. Maybe you could do all the OpenTX things on the transmitter, but then the quad's gonna come without modes set up. No, I guess it'll have modes set up. Huh. I never thought about that. I never thought about if it's possible to do this hobby without a computer. Maybe. I mean, bind and fly. Like, you bind it and then you fly it. So, I guess, yeah. But the problem's going to be the ELRS version mismatches. But, like I said, if they both come with 2.5, you're good. If they both come with 3, you're good. So, yeah, it's actually a really good question. CMYK dropping the CiottiFPV.com link. Thank you, dude. CiottiFPV.com is the website that I've got here for you guys to support me. This is a completely crowd-funded operation. That way, every single thing that I review and talk about, I'm just being completely honest with you. I don't have any real reason to lie about stuff because you guys are the ones that pay my bills. So I want to give you the most accurate possible information, and then you'll hopefully give me more money for not being a huge jerk shill idiot that reviews things unethically. Not saying that other people do, but when there's money that no matter what encourages you to massage things, like never mind. Here's my stream schedule. I'll link to YouTube, and then we've got Patreon, which helps me out the most. For as little as 7.5 cents per hour of live streams, you can join my Patreon. But that's the $3 a month tier. If you do the $5 a month tier, you're going to get entered to win some giveaways, and there's a giveaway stream coming up this coming Monday. So now is a really good time to either jump from the 3 to the 5 or 10 or 20 or $30 tiers. There's all different giveaways. But by just going up $2 a month, you can at least get entered in to win the Tiny Whoop and Toothpick giveaways. And those giveaways will usually have $50, $60, $70 worth of stuff in them. So if you win one of those giveaways, you just got like 6 months of free Patreon. So hop up to the $5 a month tier. Unless you don't fly Tiny Whoops or Toothpicks, then you can jump up to the 10 a month tier for 3-inch micro brushless parts and Cinewhoop parts. And then there's a $20 a month tier for 5-inch parts. Your donation level and the tiers are reflect on like how much it costs me to buy all the parts that go into the giveaways. So yeah, that's how that works. And then if you want to be a super supporter and you've got an extra $1 a day, there's a $30 a month tier that enters you into the Tiny Whoop, the 3-inch, and the 5-inch giveaways every single month. So that's 3 giveaways you'll be entered into at the beginning of every month. Again, if you win one of those giveaways, it'll pay for your Patreon for many months. So that's how it works. That's your best way of supporting me, is to hop onto the Patreon. A couple of other ways. There's an Etsy store with some cool stickers and some fun M2 hardware you might need for your next build. Fiverr you can use to work one-on-one with me, or you can just message me and we'll pick a day and a time. We can work on how to, like, flight instruction if you want to fly better. We can work on tuning. I will teach you how to tune and get your rigs tuned up. And then build planning so that you stop buying $40, $50, $60 electronics that either catch on fire or just straight up don't work or suck. If you hire me for a half an hour or an hour of build planning, I can almost guarantee you that this fly dies today. I can almost guarantee you that you will save more than what you pay me. Because at some point I will tell you, hey, don't buy this thing for the love of God. And you'll be like, oh shit, I had that in my shopping cart. And with what electronics cost nowadays, yeah, Let me get some of that money. Don't waste it on stuff, yo. Don't waste it on garbage. Hook a brother up. I'll tell you the good stuff to buy, and then your rigs will fly better, too. Over on Teespring, I got some really fun shirts and apparel. PayPal for if you want to do a super chat to directly support me, but you don't want YouTube to take 30%. And then look at all these affiliate links. If you're doing an order on the internet, someone probably has an affiliate link to that website. Look it up, hit it, and they'll keep creating content for you to watch here on YouTube for free. I've got affiliate links to Weebly, Newbie Drone, FPV Cycle, Amazon, GetFPV, Oh My God, HD0, Flywoo, Emacs, Banggood, Camera Butter, and AliExpress. All you got to do is hit the affiliate link at any point before you check out, and I'll get 1 to 6% of your total order. Buy something expensive on Amazon and use my affiliate link. Let's see what happens. Amazon's percentages are the lowest, but I mean it makes sense because there's expensive stuff on there. Every little bit helps. It's a team effort. I guess that kind of makes sense. Freelo Joe dropping the Patreon link. Thank you, dude. Kiz Bartlett says, yeah, no problem. He's my local pilot, so I can ask if he'll speak to K-Bar, as it's K-Bar who does the designs. Okay, awesome. Kiz, thank you so much. Can you maybe mention ducts in view, right? Like, so nobody's really gonna fly I don't think anybody's gonna fly a Walksnail setup for like hardcore racing. So the Walksnail Light 1S Mc Stinky, in my opinion, should maybe be either, I guess you can't really push it forward more because you wouldn't be able to get the front screw in. But maybe lift it up a little bit to try to get some of the ducts out of view, you know, like the mix. I feel like if you're going to do a Mc Stinky mount for this camera, it might as well be a cinematic Mc Stinky mount. So yeah, if the camera was lifted up a little bit, that would help tremendously with that. Yeah, although it does depend on what frame and stuff like that. But if you can mention that, that would be amazing because yeah, I don't think any racers are going to do the Walksnail setup. I think it's going to be cinematic / freestyle only. Danzilla the Terrible says, yes, that's cool that SpeedyBee app has ELRS configuration. Huh, I didn't know that. Good for them. God damn, good for ELRS working with SpeedyBee. Okay, so yeah, you could use SpeedyBee and your phone as an alternative for a computer. I kind of think that that's more confusing than just plugging into the computer, but yeah, a lot of different options. Nate Adams says, are you just flying Betaflight on your fleet, or do you have any whoops on alternative firmware? I do not. No, Betaflight is so much better than all of the other flight firmware that it's kind of criminal to not use it. There are some people that still say that Silverfish's acro mode, not acro, angle mode is better. I don't know. I don't fly angle mode, so I can't really speak to that. But for acro flying, Betaflight is just way better. So yeah, everything I have is on Betaflight. Also, like, I want everything to feel as similar as possible. So because of that, you definitely want to be on the same flight firmware across the board. But even if that weren't the case, yeah, Betaflight is just so it's streets ahead. It is streets fucking ahead. Who knows what that's from? By a lot too than the rest of the firmware. Veritas Weasel says, I still have half an hour from my last winning. I still have half an hour from my last winning with you. I just can't decide what I want us to work on. Nice. Yeah, whenever you're ready, brother. Whenever you're ready. Another trucking FPV channel. I haven't seen you in a while, man. Welcome back. I'm just flooded with constant bad luck. I flew yesterday. Fine. Landed soft. Plug-in battery today. Vista died on power up. Melted resin on the frame. Wouldn't mind if I crashed, and it's annoying. Yeah, man. The one of the most demoralizing parts about FPV is when, like, you didn't even slam into the tree at 7,000 miles an hour and the rig just dies and it just shits the bed. We've all been there, brother. We have all been there. If it was easy, everybody would do it and we wouldn't be able to fly because there'd be too many people flying. So, yeah, it's this is the only way. King FPV says, what's up? Kevin Sumner says, community. Got that shit quick. Kevin Sumner also says, if you don't know that, your street's behind. That's the next Pierce quote after he says streets ahead. Cool. Let's dive into the fleet, yo. Let's, time for fleet talk with CiottiFPV. I lied. Guess what time it is? Shout out to Tiger Motor for sending me some of their brand new Velox V3s. They contacted me and said, yo, want to try out our new motors? I said, absolutely. Absolutely. And then these Velox V3s showed up. So this is a... Let me pull up the spec sheet on these real quick. Velox V3 2306. Let's see who's got them in stock. Everybody has them in stock. Good lord. What? The stator says 2307, but the bell says 2306. Well, that's odd. Yeah, so down on the stator, it has engraved into it 23.07, but then the bell very clearly says 2306, version 3 KV 1950. That's interesting. I have no idea what that's about, if I'm honest. But let's quickly look at the specs on this motor. So it is a $15 motor, it looks like. Well, no, hold on. Let's not look at it on there. Let's look at it on an American website. All right, so this is it is a $15 motor, so that means it's going to be a stainless steel motor shaft. So it's not going to be quite as durable as a premium $25 motor with a titanium shaft. So you kind of have to decide, like, if you don't crash a lot, one of these eco motors with the stainless steel shafts is probably going to be okay, and you can save a couple of bucks. If you're looking for better performance by having less weight on the ends of the arms, or you crash a lot, you're going to want to go with, what's the other one? There's Velox, and then there's, somebody in chat will call it out. But yeah, so that in my opinion, the best use for this motor is going to be if you're trying to save money and you don't crash a lot. The motor with full wires is 32.3 grams. Let's compare that to some other 2306s. But first, I'm going to need to cut the wire leads down a little bit. So let me grab one of these other motors that I can hold up to this thing butt to butt, and we'll compare it. So I'm going to make a very unfair comparison, but this is the T-Motor F40 Pro 4. It's also a 2306, but it's got a titanium shaft, and it's designed to be very lightweight. So I'm going to use this one, and I'm just going to put these guys stator base to stator base, hold them even, and then I'm going to cut the motor wires down on this new Velox so that they're the same length. Alright, so that's about it. Let's come up like this and chop it. Alright, cool. So, T-Motor F40 Pro 4, my favorite motor of all time. Super sad that it's discontinued. My God, is it lightweight. 28.3 grams. Velox with the shortened wires, same exact length. That's not bad. 30 grams right on the nose. Okay. 30 grams right on the nose versus 28.2. I mean, that's significant, though. It's not significant from an overall power to weight ratio standpoint, right? We're talking about an 8-gram difference total. That's not that big of a deal. It's not nothing. I mean, it's still something. The big thing that you get, though, from... Man, it does look like the bell is a little taller than that 40 Pro 4. What is significant about motors being heavier is that the ends of the arms, where the motors are mounted, move a lot. When you do yaw, all 4 motors have to rotate around like that. When you do pitch, the motors have to rotate around that axis. And then when you do roll, the motors have to move. See, look how much the ends of the arms move. They travel this big long arc. So when the ends of the arms are very lightweight, everything you do happens better, happens quicker, happens more accurately. Like yaw, roll, pitch, and throttle to some extent are going to happen quicker, and it's going to literally make the PID loop. It's going to ease the amount of work that the PID loop has to do. So yeah, you're going to get a significant improvement in flight performance from a lighter weight motor, and with a titanium motor shaft, you're going to get significantly more strength from that motor because titanium is a harder metal. Technically, titanium does shatter and break more easily than stainless steel, but that is not a very common... That is a failure that pretty much never happens. The failure that we get with motor bells is that they bend, and titanium will resist bending better than stainless steel all day, every day. So what I find is that running $25, $26 motors, they will last so much longer than the eco motors, crashing hard into concrete, into hard shit, that it's cheaper. It's cheaper to run the more expensive motors because they hold up so much better. Does that make sense? Which is crazy. Like, it seems counterintuitive, but not really. You know, like in some scenarios, when you buy more expensive stuff, it functions better. Man, they have the listed weight at 32.9 grams, which means that this little bit of battery cable apparently is 2.9 grams. Their scale could be different than mine. Mine is certainly not like a calibrated scale or anything like that, but it's incredible to think of how heavy the motor wire is. Never forget that. Whenever you're looking at a weight of a motor, always make sure to look and see if it says EXCL wire. That means excluding wire, or if it just has a weight measurement. Especially like if you're comparing a couple different kinds of motors. If one of them says excluding wire and the other one doesn't, that is not a fair comparison of the weight between those two motors. So keep that in mind. It's a big deal. Again, another big shout out to T-Motor for sending these Velox V3s over. I'm going to put these right here. And on Friday's live stream, I will show you the rig that these are going to go on for a little bit of testing. I'll do a little bit of 5-inch bashing, smack them around a little bit, and see how they hold up. And yeah, very cool. Thank you, T-Motor. Very kind of you. And it means a lot that T-Motor has T-Motor has confidence in their stuff to send it to the guy that talks a lot of shit. You know what I mean? So there's your mailbag for the day, my friends. I gotta leave this guy here because I don't want to forget. Fleet review. Wait, no, hold on. Let me just really quickly talk about the motor. So it's a Velox 2306. I got the 1950 kV so that I can motor scale them down a little bit. This purple looks really cool. What do they have to say? Blah 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 bling blang blingly blong. Great. Red and green. Oh man, I can't believe they sent me the green ones. They make them in green, red, and purple. Two of those colors I love. One of those colors I'm just kind of okay with. And of course they come in the color that's not in the one color that's not in my logo. None of these specs really mean much. Like, there's no control. The reason why these specs are kind of worthless is that there's no like control. You can compare motors, like, but you can compare like a T motor to a T motor, but every other motor manufacturer, there's just not like a standardization with any of this stuff. So they can put whatever the hell numbers they want in here, and that's kind of that. But if we look at the 1950s and we look at the 100% throttle area here, they are making 1,466 grams of thrust. That's a lot. What's that on all four? 1950, what did I say? 1466? 1466 times 4. So that's 5,864 grams of thrust total. That's a lot, man. Although that is sub 10 to 1 power to weight ratio on a 600 gram all up weight rig. That's on a 4.9 inch 43 pitch propeller. If we look down here at the T-Motor 5143, it's making 1950. It's making 1481. Wow. So that's actually pretty interesting. All right, so we go from a 4.9 inch 43 pitch propeller, and it makes 1466, up to a 5143 propeller, and it only bumps up to 1481. So 1466 to 1481, that to me is sometimes an indication, and in this case I think it is, that on the bigger, more pitchy propeller, well, no, it's not more pitchy, it's just bigger. I would think that between 4.9 inches and 5.1 inches, it would want to make more than an extra 15 grams of thrust. And what that points to is the motor becoming slightly overpropped on the bigger propeller. Maybe not. Maybe there's just not as much of a difference between 4.9s and 5.1s as I thought. But yeah, there's some potential here for that to be going on. Let's take a look at the 2207 version of this motor, which has significantly more stator volume, and let's see if, what is this showing? Let's see if the same thing happens. Oh, I see, 5147. Yeah, okay. All right, so let's search for T-Motor Velox, and the 2207s should come up. So this is kind of one of the only ways that I use that those charts. Oh, come on now. Tell me that, well, so this is the wrong KV, but here we go. Okay, so they still have it. All right, so here we go. What? Why is it less? See, this is what I'm talking about. There's absolutely no reason that the 2207 version of this motor should be making less thrust. Wow, that's really weird. That's really weird. 1950 kV, 1582. The other one is 16 something. But let's compare the different propellers. So this is a 4943, and it's making 1582. They don't have test data for the 5143. They only have test data for the 5147. Yet again, that's why this stuff is worthless. Like we're trying to draw some conclusions here, but we can't because they weren't tested with the same motor. So, but that's a thing that I do that is good info to get from some of these spec sheets that come out. If there's testing with one propeller and then, well, I mean, and let's look at it. Let's look at it here. 4943 made 1582. And then the 5147 made 1788. That's a huge jump in power. So that right there tells me that this 2207 is not overpropped on this 5147. It's got plenty of grunt to spin this 5147 prop and make 1788 grams of thrust versus the 4943 propeller. It's only making 1582. So yeah, the 2207 is a big one, but it's also a significantly heavier motor. 37.3 grams for the 2207 with cable versus the 2306, and this is the reason that I love 2306s. It only weighs 32.6 grams, right? And for me personally, 2306s make enough power. You never want a motor that makes more power than you need, because that typically means that it's heavier than you need. You want to try to run motors that are as small as possible to give you the power that you want and stay cool. And the 2306s do that. The 2306, it's 23 millimeters wide rather than 22, so it's a bigger heat sink. It's more bell material in the moving air being pulled down through the propeller. So it's going to run cooler, which makes it much more predictable. And then it's a lighter, smaller stator volume motor, so you get better PID loop performance because the response time is going to be lower because there's less weight on the ends of the arms. And it has enough power. So yeah, that's why, to me, 2306s are the jam. Again, shout out to T-Motor for sending these over. Very cool of them. On Friday, Fleet Friday, we will go through the big fleet, and I'll show you which rig these motors are going to be going on. Cool. Let's get caught up on chat, and then we'll dive into Fleet Wednesday with the Tiny Whoop. The Tiny Whoops. Pacer, that's it. Thank you, Danzilla. Danzilla Turbo says CiottiFPV Pacer is the other T-Motor line. Pacer is T-Motor's titanium shaft motor, but it's still sort of an eco motor. Their F40 line, that's their top shelf motors. The Pacers are somewhere in between. The Pacers are kind of, right now, if there's a 2306 Pacer, that's the best T-Motor motor. Because they do not have a 2306 F40 anymore. So yeah, the Pacer is the motor that you would want to get. The Velox is the motor that you get if you're not crashing super hard and you want to save money. The Pacer is the motor that you want to get if you crash hard, because it has the titanium motor shaft, which is much stronger, but it's still kind of budget-y. So if you want to save money but still have durability, it's the Pacers. If you want the best that T-Motor's got, it's the F40 line, but be careful, the F40 Pro 5 is no longer a 2306, unfortunately. Ramdago says, notice today Betaflight has some 0702s. Yeah, they were supposed to send me some. Maybe I missed an email or something. But yeah, they were supposed to be sending me some. Low Roll and Groove says, I have 2 whoops that will fly away after just a bit of throttle, but will not if I turn off air mode. What could cause this, and what can I do to fix it? So the cause of the problem sounds like air mode. Sounds like air mode is the problem. The reason that air mode is the problem is more than well, I mean, you like, that's on you. Like, what did you do? Like, when did this start? What happened before this behavior started? Whatever happened right before this behavior started, that's the problem. So if you slammed it into the wall full throttle, there you go. That's your problem. You need to try to figure out what the hell happened. If you bash it into something really hard, you could have bent motor shafts, you could have bent propellers, you could have broken the frame, you could have fucked up the soft mounting of the AIO. A couple of things could be going on. Either either your PIDs are too high, and then the amount of abuse that you've put through the rig is now generating so many vibrations that the PID loop being too aggressive and it getting more vibrations is too much for it. The correct way to fix this is to fix the mechanical system. Technically speaking, you might be able to add more filtering or take PID values down and get it to fly, but by doing that, you're making the rig fly significantly worse. Tiny Whoop parts are pretty inexpensive, so fix the mechanical system, and then you can have a rig that flies better. Replace the motors, replace the propellers, replace the frame, fix the soft mounting, whatever the problem may be. So there is a troubleshooting path that you can go down. Basically, the issue is your current PID values are too aggressive for the amount of, and your current filtering values are not aggressive enough for the amount of vibrations that are making their way up to the gyro, which is on the AIO. So that's like the full picture of what's going on. Yeah, we talk a lot about troubleshooting motor vibrations and whatnot. I even have an article over on my Patreon about it, so that you can work your way through it. But that's what's going on. Bob Noxious says, "What's up, family? How you been, CiottiFPV? I'm good, dude." Bob Noxious put out a really cool little edit getting shot at with gel blasters, which I put on my Instagram stories, which is pretty cool. Tiny Whoops in the house. What's up, Jesse? How are you, brother? Jesse, can I tell the people your secret sauce for getting the this purple, especially now that like you can't really do it anymore. It's kind of brilliant. Jesse had mentioned man, this thing is beat the fuck up. These propellers are wrecked. Good lord. I gotta swap this propeller out. The tip is about to break off of this. Oh, but these are the mahogany. These are the custom dyed mahogany propellers. That's sad. Yeah, it has to come off though. I mean, we'll fly it with it tonight. It's fine. Good lord, no, it has to come off. Bob Noxious says, thanks, you're certainly welcome. CMYK dropping the CiottiFPV.com link. Thank you, dude. Kiz Bartlett says, he said he'll have a chat with K-Bar and see if he can design one. Very, very cool. Thank you, dude. Thank you for doing that. Paulie Shortcut says, I put a Vista on a Savage B 3-inch and I'm seeing vibration. Jello, how can I fix that? Jello is caused by vibrations, and the only way to fix it is to get rid of those vibrations. So you need to figure out where those vibrations are coming from and then get rid of them. It's typically going to be either propellers or motors. If it's motors, it's more than likely a bent motor shaft. If it's propellers, man, this other one is jacked up too. Yeah. So basically, change all your propellers first, see if it gets better. If that doesn't work, then it must be the motors. If it's also not the motors, then there's something else going on that's allowing the vibes to get up into it. You got to kind of dive in there. But it should be either... it could be the camera mounting too. Make sure that the camera is mounted nice and solid. There are always going to be vibrations on every single rig that we build forever. That's just the way that it is. It's all about keeping those vibrations down under the threshold where like Jello and bad PID loop behaviors kind of begin. That's sort of the trick. So yeah, that's what you're in the middle of right now. Come on, get in there. So, let's talk about the fleet, friends. Might as well talk about this guy first because I'm currently molesting it. This is my analog cinematic RC drift car chasing rig. This is a Fractal 65 frame. I don't even know what camera this is at this point. I've changed cameras on this a bunch. I think this might be the Newbie Drone BI camera, but don't quote me on that. I don't know what camera this is. The reason that I chose this Fractal frame for this build is that it puts the camera all the way up front here, and there's no ducts in view. And with a cinematic rig, you can't have ducts in view. That is the specific reason for this build. There are a few things that I really don't like about this fractal frame. It's a really cool design, and Yves is a great guy. But I fly pretty hardcore freestyle, and for hardcore freestyle, in my opinion, the fractal frame doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's going to be harder on motor shafts, and it doesn't turtle mode as easily as when you've got a canopy. What am I over here looking? Oh, propellers. I need more of the 2-blade 1.2 inch. What I do absolutely adore about this setup is it literally makes chasing the little RC drift cars easier. I'm not even kidding. Because of the fact that the camera, so like, let's look at a regular rig, right? When you're chasing the little drift cars with a regular rig, this is the carpet. Look at the gap in vertical. Like, if I'm scraping on the carpet, there's like a 1 full inch gap between the barrel of the camera and the carpet. My hand is the carpet, right? Like, the camera is always up an inch in the air. This thing, the camera is on the carpet. Like, see how low the camera gets, especially if I flatten out. If I flatten out, the camera is like scraping on the carpet. That slight, like basically 1 inch difference in verticality of the camera really makes a big difference. Because, like, think of it this way, right? The little RC cars are only this tall, and so an inch, like, they're only like 2 inches tall. So the camera being an inch difference is a really, really big deal. What it does, the long and short of it is that on this, with this build, I can fly lower to the ground more reliably and more often than with a standard rig with a standard canopy. It just, that little bit of difference in the height of the camera really, really, really makes, it's wild. It's wild, the difference that it makes. Like, you would not think that it would make such a difference, but it absolutely does. So if you're going to really go in on the RC drift car chasing thing, which you should, because it's super fun, and I guarantee you there's a group near you that is doing this, because it's a more popular hobby than FPV, and we can almost find at least, almost find at least one pilot somewhere near us. Yeah, hit them up and go chase them around, and it's incredibly fun. It's some of the most challenging flying you'll ever have to do. It's super, super, super fun, and it'll make you a lot better pilot. It'll really, really, really work on your throttle control. And so, yeah. I've got Weebleed FPV 0702 28,500 kV motors on here. Why is this one so hard to turn? What's happening here? Let's get all piratey. Why is this motor, like, I feel like it's locked up? What? What's going on here? This one motor is super hard to turn in this one spot. What's happening here? Am I losing my mind? No. This motor, like, locks up hard. I'm going to show you guys how to check if your motors are wobbling, because there's something really weird going on here, and one of the easiest ways to check this is to just plug it into the computer real quick, bring up the motors tab, and yeah. So let's do that real fast. Hold on. So you're going to feed it power. You're going to plug in USB. You're going to feed it power. You're going to fire up Betaflight. And okay, You're going to come over here to connect, and then you're going to go into the motors tab. You're going to click that you understand the risks because the propellers are off, and then you're going to grab this master slider and slowly move it up. Yeah, wow. Yeah, motor 2 will not spin. What the hell? What happened to this? What it was flying. So I can't just keep putting power into a motor that's jammed up. So I need to figure out what the hell's going on with it first here. So there's not a whole lot that can really go wrong with these motors. First thing I always check is the C-clip on the bottom catching on something? And in this case, I don't think it is. No, it looks fine. Okay. So now I'm looking around for something that's rubbing up against the bell, and it doesn't look like there is anything. I was hoping to spin it up in the motors tab so that I could see if the motor shaft is bent. But yeah, that ain't happening. So now I'm just gonna like kind of grab the bell and just kind of work it back and forth a little bit to see if there's maybe just something jammed up in there. I think that might have fixed it. I think this motor might just be dirty. All right, let me plug it back in to see if that feels like it freed it up. But let's take a look. We're gonna plug back into USB, put power to it once again, get into Betaflight, connect, motors tab. I understand the risks. Yep, there we go. Motor 2 is now fine. But we're gonna do this. We're gonna spin these motors up and we're gonna look at the RPMs. So watch the RPMs, and we want to make sure that motor 2's RPM is similar to the rest. Motor 1, 24, 25. Motor, come on, get out of there. Get out of there, stupid tooltip. Motor 2, 23, 24. Motor 3, 24, 25. Motor 4, 23, 24. So yeah, I mean, motor 2 is down a little bit, but so is motor 4. Those are the two front motors, and they take a lot more abuse than the rears. So it makes sense that the front motors would be a little bit down on power. ESC just reset. That was a little weird. Huh, what was that about? Well, yeah, the only thing I can think of is there was a little bit of like gunk up in motor 2, and we kind of just cleared it out. Yeah, now it's fine. Weird. Very weird. I would, if the RPM didn't level out like that, I would be more worried, but it leveled out and was pretty much the same as motor 4, and that's pretty good. So I'm going to leave it, and we're going to fly it. But first I need to put some propellers on it. I run these... the rest of this build, this is a T-motor AIO, actually. This is the T-motor 5 or 6 amp 1S AIO. It comes with a version of... It comes with a version of Blue Jay that doesn't work all that well on it. So if you decide to get the T-motor AIO, make sure that you backdate it, and I have a couple of videos on how to do this. Make sure you backdate it to Blue Jay version 1.6, and it'll perform much better. I've also got a True RC Singularity antenna on the back here. I'm going to put this under the bench cam in a minute so you can really take a look at it. And that's pretty much the whole build. BT 2.0, the T-Motor AIOs come with BT 2.0 cables that are ready to be soldered on. And that's it, really. I run it on the same batteries as I run everything else on, which are the Weebleed FPV 1S 300 mAh folded cell BT 2.0s. And it's great. This is a really, really, really fun rig to fly, chasing them little drifty boys around. And there we go. Cool. We got some props on. Let me show you how it flies. I'm going to use a... I'm not going to fly this freestyle because I try not to beat it up. So I'm going to fly this more like, well, you'll see. Low elevation, cruisy, because that's what it's for. It's built to fly really low to the ground. It's not built to crash and slam really hard. And it's when I use it for what it's meant for, it's incredible. It flies great. It's pretty phenomenal. This thing blows me away every time I fly it around them drift cars. But today we're flying around the house, yo. So we're just gonna rail this thing around, and hopefully you enjoy it. Hold on.
Welcome to OpenTX.
Wait. I'll give you the full experience. So yeah, this is the build, yo.
RSSI critical.
Trying to give you a little bit of spinning prop syndrome. There we go. Fresh props always, not always, but sometimes hit a little bit. That's okay. That's the build, my friends. Just letting it clearance itself in here. You gonna be alright. This one. Let's do it. Hey, it's me. So the why RSSI low? Let me see if it's gonna fail safe. I think it's gonna fail safe. I think I might have lost the antenna. Oh, it's getting bad. Look at the RSSI. 4, 5, 6.
Telemetry recovered.
Doesn't seem to be any latency. Let's go all the way upstairs.
Low battery. Telemetry lost.
1, 0 RSSI. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Telemetry recovered. Low battery. Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered. Low battery.
I think when I get this thing back, I'm going to notice that there's no... I bet you the ceramic antenna broke off. Oh, God! I'm going to not fly this thing freestyle and crash the shit out of it. Immediately flies it freestyle and crashes the shit out of it. Look at that. Look at it slam down on the deck. It just... Look at that. Look at that perspective. Oh my God, it's just on the dirt. As you can see, it's heavier. PID tune is still absolutely dialed though. Oh my God, I was just waiting for it to level out, and it never really did.
20 seconds.
Hey! Easy, little fella. Don't make me... I don't want to have to... Don't make me get up. Yes. See, like, I thought I was going to be able to throw it up into that gate, and it didn't even come close. But that's okay. This thing is not meant to do that. This thing is meant to have great throttle resolution right in here. This is what it's meant to do right here.
8, 7, 6,
Look at that. I'm able to fly this so much more confidently down low like that. It's really remarkable. So like, if you want to do this like on the deck, going a million miles an hour thing, this fractal frame is great for that. It really is. Don't do like 32,000 kV motors on it, because that's not what you're building it for. You're not building it for horsepower. You're building it for. Yep, there's no ceramic antenna. It broke off. Okay, so this thing needs a little piece of wire soldered onto where the ceramic antenna used to be.
telemetry log.
So I'm gonna leave this little guy out. I'm not gonna do that tonight, I don't think. Yep, there's where the ceramic antenna used to be. Okay. So I'm gonna be replacing the. I'm gonna be putting a little piece of wire on. I've done this a couple times on live stream. You can use the little search trick and find how to do it. So there's that. Lately, I've been using these little Betaflight cells, a little 10-pack of these little yellow. God damn it, they're so thin I can't even pick them up. It'll be really tough for you to see it, but yeah, Betaflight sells a 10-pack of these little yellow pieces of wire. It's really hard to see. There you go. See it there against my eyeball? See it against my hair. Yeah, these are cut to the appropriate length for 2.4, which is what ELRS is. So I'll just strip a little bit of the material on here, drop it down to each one of those 4 pads. One of those pads will get the RSSI value up and the rest won't, and we'll be all set. So let me put this little fella... actually, I'm going to put this guy in a bag with this so that I don't lose this, and so that I know that it needs repair. All right, there we go. More work that needs to get done. Huzzah! All right, next up, let's keep the hoe train rolling, and we're gonna go to a little bit of like a test bed kind of rig that I've got. Meteor 65 frame, Mobula 6 ELRS AIO, same kind of deal. Mc Stinky mount with I think this is a Newbie Drone BI camera. Little tiny piece of wire video antenna to keep the weight down as low as possible. The cool thing about this rig, though, is that it's got these prototype Tiny Whoop 0603 30,000 kV motors. And I absolutely love these motors on tri-blade propellers. Look at the power that this rig has. BT 2.0, of course, and the propellers are the new Gemfan 1280s. Oh, the frame is broken. Damn, my Tiny Whoops are falling to pieces. The one of the little supports on the frame is broken here, so this thing is going to need some love as well. This thing is going to need a little frame swap action. Okay, no big deal. That should not affect the way that it flies at all. Look at the power that this thing has.
Low battery.
It's kind of nutty. These motors are really cool. They work really well on the bi-blade props, but on the tri-blade props, look at that. Like, you guys better be able to see that. That's just a little tiny blip of throttle. Like, I'm not laying into it. I'm just... I'm just like, you know, like... right? Like, just throttle up and down as quick as possible. So this is a full tilt freestyle rig. It's a little bit heavier. It's a little bit heavier than the 0702 builds, but it makes significantly more power. So if you're looking to like fly one of these 65 millimeter rigs like big, right? In like outside or in like a big space. Hopefully Jesse will make these motors. These motors are really something special, in my opinion. Oh man, it's actually got like too much power. It's got more power than I'm used to, and I'm ended up like hitting the tops of all these gates. Oh god, is that sexy? Oh, F you. Yeah. Ah, I thought I threw it to the left a little bit more than I did. Oh, come on now. That hit hard. I hit the ground like a ton of bricks. Stop it. This thing belongs upstairs. Oh, that plant came out of nowhere. Who put that there? Look at the difference flying low to the ground with this. Like, this will still, I mean, you know, all tiny whoops will fly low to the ground, but compared to that other rig, like, it's just not the same. Oh, boy. Oh. Look at this thing, man. This is a really fun rig to fly. These propellers are great. Look at that. Look at it. Look at the throw. And the voltage is coming down like crazy on the battery. Yo! Yo! I came down those stairs hot. Holy shit, yo. I've been trying to get those stairs like really nailed down for a while now, and that's the cleanest I've ever come down them. I like that. Yeah, like I said, I really hope Jesse makes these motors. They're just great. They're just really great, these motors. I can't believe I'm gonna have to pull this thing all the way apart and swap out the frame. But hey, man, when you crash hard, and you know this rig is heavier, so it's not gonna crash as well. I still definitely prefer the 702 32,000 kV setup, but if I had a bigger space to fly, this would be it, man. This is definitely better if you're flying like a warehouse or something like that. Like, so with this setup, you're gonna get almost 75 millimeter levels of power, but it's not going to be as heavy as a 75. So for folks that want more power than the 65s can normally give, this is really a good setup. I prefer these over the I'll be back in a second, I promise, guys. I'm looking for another frame that I can replace this with. It looks like I need more Meteor 65 frames as well, which is great because that's something that I can put on that order. Perfect. This'll be, we are gonna move this. This is actually great. This is a test bed-ish rig. We're gonna put it onto a test bed frame. This is one of these like super rare new old stock Betaflight supposedly indestructible frames. So I'm gonna put this frame onto this rig and we're gonna keep beating on it. See if it holds up. See if it's actually indestructible. And see, well, I'll be really interested to see when I put this together if I have to move the PIDs up or down. I bet you I don't have to touch them, but it'll be interesting to see that. So there's 2 broken rigs. Can we break a third? Who dies next, friends? Let's go over to, let's shake it up, and we're gonna go to a newbie drone build. Did I go over everything on that build? I think so. Yep. This is a newbie drone BLV4, the new one, in the BLV4 purple cockroach frame with the new newbie drone Flow 0702 29,000, I believe they are, kV motors. And I'm using the Newbie Drone Venom props because they just look really cool. Purple Mc Stinky mount with a Newbie Drone BI camera in it to save a little bit of weight. And then a simple little whip antenna converted over to BT 2.0. And yeah, that's it. That's this full build. So now I should be weighing these. I should be weighing these builds for you guys, shouldn't I? We'll do that after this. I'm going to give you all the weights. And then, yeah. Hopefully Apache can do a timestamp to the weights. That would be beautiful. What is happening here? Why can't I get this plugged in? There we go. Okay. All right, there it is. And put the battery in backwards. Not backwards, but rotate it around the wrong way. There we go. All right, so one of the big things that you're going to notice is the video quality is nowhere near as good through the Newbie Drone boards versus everything else. It's because Newbie Drone uses a proprietary specific OSD chip, and yeah, the video quality is just not quite as good. This is kind of like the ultimate, and Newbie Drone is still having issues, last I heard, with the OSD on these new BLV4s. This is kind of like the ultimate Newbie Drone BLV4. The Mc Stinky you can order from me, which is going to be more, which is going to be lighter and more durable than the Goober Canopy. Yikes! And then these 702s are really nice on here. They also lighten this up a little bit. Oh, that was hot for a second there. One of the nice things about the cockroach frame is that it's stiffer. So you can actually... Wow, that was cool. So you can actually run the PIDs up higher on the cockroach frame. Oh, shit. We killed the camera. Camera be dead. What happened? Did it separate from the board? Yo, what is happening? All my tiny whoops are dying. What happened to this camera, yo? Is this the camera that I tried to glue back together? It's very front focused, which means that the lens has shifted and moved. See how like my hand is perfectly in focus? That's not good. You want the focal point to be like farther out. Like you want to be able to read the computer screen. Usually what that means is that the lens is separated from the PCB. I probably have another... Yeah, that's exactly what's happened. Okay, well, we flew it though. Jesus. I didn't think this was going to be a everything breaks session. But sometimes it be like that. I have been really pounding on these things lately. This battery's at 3.9, so we're going to fly it a little bit more. But yeah, okay. So this needs a new camera. I'm pushing the camera out of the Mc Stinky mount right now to just kind of double check. I might be able to glue the lens assembly back to the PCB, but probably not. I think I've already done that on this one. Yeah, I already did that on this one. Yeah, so that's exactly what happened. The lens assembly in the front here has separated from the PCB. See it? It should not be flapping like that. And I think this clear residue shit around the outside here, I think I put that in there. I might be able to get this back to life, but to be honest, these BI cameras are kind of a dime a dozen. So yeah, I'm just going to bail on this and replace the camera and just throw another BI in there. So yeah, this BI can go to hell. All right, another build bag for another rig that needs some help. Jesus Christ. What is happening right now? So that one needs another camera. Let me really quickly grab my little baggie of cameras, and I'm sure that somewhere in here there is a BI camera with the appropriate little connector on it. Yeah, here's one. Wow, it looks like I don't have a ton of these BI cameras left, which is kind of scary. What about this one? What's this loose one down here? What are you? Oh, this is that OV231. I don't want to use that one. That's no good inside. Yeah, okay. Man, I hate to take a so this is my extra goober canopy with BI camera as a that I will use on the tiny lifters if I break one of the tiny lifters. So I'm actually not gonna sacrifice this. I'm gonna find another camera and I'm gonna put the Newbie Drone plug on it. Let me actually grab that BI camera out of the garbage can because I'm going to remove this Newbie Drone specific plug off of this camera and solder it onto another camera and put it into the Mc Stinky. So take this guy, I'm going to rip the lens off so that it's obvious what the hell happened here. And I'm going to put it in here as a reminder that I need that little cable off of there. But yeah, I need to find another camera to put on there. Any suggestions from the peanut gallery? We could go back to for a little while. This had a Mobula 6 canopy and Runcam Nano 3 on it, which was pretty cool because that's the lightest weight camera and canopy setup. What sucks about that setup is nothing. Nothing sucks about that setup. I think what I'm going to do is put the new version of the Newbie Drone canopy on, but it's going to gain weight doing that. 4.2 grams for this setup versus the Goober canopy, which is 3.1, 3.2. So it'll be an extra gram, but it'll let me use this Caddx Ant camera that I have in here. And the Caddx Ant camera is interesting because I can plug a remote into it. And then what we can do is we can sit there with the remote and like crank up the contrast a little bit maybe to see if we can make the image through the Newbie Drone AIO a little bit better. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do with this. This is actually the setup that I had on this, and then I switched it over to try to save a little bit of weight because I wanted to give these 702s, these 702 29,000s, the best chance to kind of rip. But this is not a rig that I fly all that often, so I'm going to put this, screw mount Goober canopy on it. It'll be an extra gram heavier, but yeah, I don't really have, I'm like weirdly running low on Tiny Whoop cameras right now, which is a sign that I've been flying a lot really hard and breaking them, because otherwise they wouldn't break. Okay. So, another Tiny Whoop in need of repair. All right, we can break this one next. This is, I can't really show you this one because it's on a prototype newbie drone frame. At some point, this frame will come out. Let's put this on a fresh battery, not this 3.9er. This is also on, this is like the super prototype rig. It's on prototype Tiny Whoop motors as well. Runcam Nano 3, Goober Canopy, not Goober Canopy, Mobula 6 Canopy, True RC Singularity antenna inside this thing. Which I should probably take off because it's like a super duper prototype rig. But also Gemfan bi-blades. So you're going to see some fucking fire right now. This thing rails. What I can tell you about these motors is that they're 702s. That's about all I can tell you. What I can tell you about this frame is that it's a little bit lighter than the Meteor 65 frame, but it's significantly stronger. So I've been able to really crank the... Mike from Gemfans in the house. What's up, homie? I've been able to really crank up the PIDs and the filters on this rig. So as you can see, all the power of that 603 rig is pretty much here. Okay. What you know about that? Oh, nope. Each one of these has slightly different up tilt, so I'm having a hard time. Oh boy. Having a hard time adapting to each one of them. Oh, come on. Oh, god damn you, come on. Coffee table power loop? Almost. Oh boy. Take it easy. Easy, big fella. Easy. Did I miss those gates? What the hell? I didn't see them at all. Oh my god, what is happening? Why can't I Matty flip these gates all of a sudden? There we go. Yikes. Oh my goodness. Take it easy. This thing is very rattly all of a sudden. Oh my god, that's a nice little throw there. No, no, no. Stop that. Oh, there's a little seam in the wood flooring there, and I just managed to catch it. Still fly this thing low. Ooh, that was different. Woo! Flies really nice. I'm pretty impressed by this newbie drone frame. And I'm also impressed by these motors. Not as graceful of a stair dive on that one. Ooh, that was pretty hot there, though. Went for that Matty flip to dive. Matty flip to... I guess it's a backwards dive, right? Stop that! Leave me alone. Oh, shit. We playing drums, boys! Oh! And dead. So there you go. There's a super prototype rig that I can't really talk much about, unfortunately. But that's how the prototype rig, the super prototype rig flies. Sorry, guys. It's a little bit heavier. Keep forgetting to weigh these. Can you guys see a difference in video quality when I go upstairs? That rig was on a good antenna. The rig before this was not on a good antenna. Could you guys tell a difference? Yeah. This rig didn't break. It can go back up on the shelf. All right, next up. So yeah, there's not really a whole lot that I can tell you about that. That rig is here for durability testing on the frame, and then the motors I've already kind of provided feedback on. So the motors kind of are what they are. I should probably take those motors off of there. Yeah, I should probably take those motors off of there. Next up, we've got the ultimate freestyle tiny whoop. 0702, 32,000 kV motors, absolutely dialed in. This is the rig that I fly the most. You've seen me fly it a ton, so I'm going to run this 3.9 volt battery down real quick on it. Just to give you a quick comparison point. This is the lightest of all these rigs, and it's just so good. So good. Oh! Oh! Oh, this is the rig with the broken camera, too, so this thing needs to come apart as well. Well, everything I have is broken. It's the battery is sagging down, so it's not as lively as it normally is. But, as you can see, it shreds. Absolutely shreds. Whoops! That was me being weird. That was a weird stick movement that I did. Rejected by the newbie drone gates. Let's try it again. Okay. Okay, let's try it one more time. There we go. Oh, that was almost a little two-banger. Yeah! Oh, that was so close. Oh, there it was with a little tiny tap. Oh! Oh, up and down through the same one. Yeah, this rig rips. This is the rig that I'm most dialed in on. I'm just used to it. I'm used to what it weighs. I'm used to the power it makes. I'm used to the up tilt that this camera and mount, kind of sit at. And I fly it better than anything else. And these Tiny Whoop 0702 32,000 kV motors are just brilliant. So yeah, there you go. But it does need the camera to be replaced. So another build back. Another bag it up moment. And I don't have any more RunCam Nano 3s. Oh, what was the other thing that I said that I needed to... a minute ago I said there was something else I needed to get. I need more RunCam Nano 3s. Let's see if Weebleed has those. Let's go up here to the search. Search for Nano. Hopefully that will find it. Please, 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 please. No, 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 no. Don't not have them. Oh, no. No. Farts. Oh, hold on. Let's go to cameras and canopies. Maybe it's like Nano 3, no space in between or something like that. Oh, no, no. No, 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 no. Oh, shitters. I hate ordering from Amazon, but yeah, I mean, of course there's going to be a bunch of them. Now that I've got two things, like I might get the, what's the other thing I'm ordering on Amazon? The props. Maybe I'll get the props from like Get FPV or something like that. I'll probably end up doing that. Trying to see if there's any other tabs that I have opened for orders that I want to do. Oh, it would be in buy shit. Oh, I got a bunch of stuff in buy shit here. Okay. All right, well, I'm just going to leave this tab open just as a reminder because this is what I need. Oh, man, I could have it by tomorrow. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't succumb. So there's that. This is the 65 millimeter Walksnail rig. I still don't have a cable to hook this up, so we're not gonna fly this. You've seen me fly this a bunch though. It's kind of in a world of its own compared to all these other rigs, so we can just sort of let it be its own little entity. The next thing that I want to do is, so it's 7:58 already. So let's really quickly put, I haven't done this yet. We're going to put both of these tiny lifters in the air, and we're going to see if we can really feel a difference between the 1002 14,000 kV motors at 100%, and then the 1102 18,000 kV motors, which are motor scaled down significantly. I've weighed these things before, but I forget what the difference in weight is. So the 1102 rig is 34.8 grams. The 1002 rig is 33.8 grams. So not much of a difference, but again, when we're talking about motor weight, it's worth a lot more than like the number. The numbers kind of lie in a way when it comes to weight on the ends of the arms. So I'm going to not put the Insta360 Go on here. I guess I will. It's really not designed to do anything other than carry the Insta360 Go. And I try to kind of baby it's the Go 2 actually, which I kind of try to baby, especially now that they're not making it anymore. It's 8 o'clock. So yeah, let's load this thing up, and I'll see if I can tell any differences between the 1002s and the 1102s. So we're going to do 1102s first, and then we'll go to the 1002s. Maybe I can tell a difference. Maybe. Kind of doubt it, but you never know. All right, camera is in. And so this is a newbie drone BLV3 AIO with Betaflight 1102 18,000 kV motors that are scaled down to bring them down to like 14, the equivalent of like 14,000-ish kV. And then it's all newbie drone stuff. Cockroach 75 frame, like I said, Betaflight 1102 18,000s, BT 2.0, double BT 2.0 actually. True RC singularity antenna, newbie drone BI camera, goober canopy, and a big fat Insta360 Go 2 up on top. I'm not gonna run the Insta360 because I'm just gonna be like limping it. Well, I might as well run it.
Telemetry recovered. Low battery.
Insta360 is rolling. Let's limp this thing around the house and try to not destroy it. So this is now basically a Cinewhoop, right? So we're gonna do Cinewhoop things with it. As you can hear, the noise level is significantly higher. I have no idea what I just touched there. You can still maneuver it around. You can still like shoot gates and gaps and shit with it. I hate going upstairs with it. Oh god, that's why. Oh, fuck me in the ass. Really? Oh, you bastards. I mean, as soon as I say that I hate going up the stairs with it, the Insta360 Go 2 stayed in it, though. That's kind of nice. It looks to be fine. Frame's fine. It's not durable, but it's also not durable. It's just heavy, you know. The Insta360 Go 2 is like 26 grams. It's in a really awkward spot all the way up top, on top of the goober canopy. Oh my god, why am I doing this? Oh, and I'm on a smooth surface, so it can't dig in to in the kitchen. Thank you. Yay. She the best. It also slides a lot because of how heavy it is. It slides a lot, which is why I'm crashing it so often. You can really see the newbie drone camera kind of struggling right now, especially in low light. This rig's kind of hard to fly, but it's carrying around a camera that's got fully stabilized 2.7K footage coming out of it, which is just phenomenal. So it's pretty remarkable that this thing exists. Let's see if I can cleanly get down the stairs this time. Oh God! See, it just like slides out towards everything. Like when I corner, it just keeps going. It doesn't want to stop and slow down. It just wants to keep its direction of travel. It wants to like hold on to its momentum. But as you can see, once you get used to it a little bit, you can still do things with it. You would absolutely not want to freestyle this. But yeah. Pid loop is kind of rocking. Uh-oh. Easy. Let me look at the motor limiting in here. Profile. And then miscellaneous PP. And so the motor output limit is 75%. It's got enough power to turtle mode itself back over, even with a really heavy camera on it. Right into the dirt. I'm just going to go grab it. So 75% of 18,000. What's that come out to, friends? 75% of 18,000. Somebody do the math for me, please. Yeah, so that's the Betaflight 1102 rig. This is the tiny lifter that's gotten the most like love and action and flying and everything. Greenhorn says, I thought the go-to is 1440p. I'm not sure what it is, but it's better than 1080, but not quite 4K. Might be 1440. It's a weird aspect. It's a square. It's a square sensor. So, like we're used to. I think it's basically a 2.7K sensor that's then squared off. And when you square it off, you lose some of the pixels. But yeah, the quality that you get from it looks like 2.7K. Let's just say that. Know Your Joe says 13,500. So the motor limiting has these motors at the equivalent of 13,500 kV. Now we're going to fly a rig with 100% motor limiting, but the motors themselves are only 14,000 kV, but they're 1002s. So we're going down in stator volume, but as you'll see in a second, it flies completely fine. Maybe the motors... I mean, the motors will certainly get a little bit warmer, but again, we're flying these like Cinewhoops. We're not using a lot of throttle. So the bigger motors don't really seem to be, kind of spoiling the surprise, but the bigger motors don't really seem to help. Like they don't, it doesn't seem to benefit from them. If I were to do some stuff where I was like nose down flying this thing fast, sure. The 1102 rig would be the better option. But I mean, this rig is so slow that I don't know why you would ever really need it. Like, just embrace the slowness and use the slowness. Like, rigs that fly slowly are magic because you can fly through like really intricate spaces and it just looks really, really, really cool. So yeah, let's get this thing up in the air. What do you say? All right, I'm going to throw the Insta360 Go 2 in here.
Low battery.
Oops, no, I put it in backwards. like a donkey. All right, there it is. It's in there now. And it's also recording. Or is it not? This is the 1002 rig. There it is. Now it's recording. 1002 rig. I don't know what the Insta360 Go settings are on or anything like that. But that's okay. Let me not Stevie Wonder this. Have I not Stevie Wondered anything yet tonight? This is the exact same build, but with 1002 motors instead of 11. So that was it running away. I'm zero throttle. There is an issue here. It's got too much PID gain. The eye gains are turned down a lot. The master multiplier is cranked up a ton. There we go. That'll be better. The camera looks a lot worse on this. Jesus. What is that big jerk that's happening? Okay, so this, I think this AIO is on its way out. Wow, the PID loop is still, I had those PID values way too high. Because the PID loop is completely fine. Oh boy. The PID loop is completely fine on this. Okay. Yeah, so I can hear when I turtle mode it. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. This feels significantly more accurate. I know it's only a gram lighter, but it feels a lot more than a gram lighter. I don't know why. It might be because the PIDs are more aggressive on this, but this is definitely more. This is definitely less slidey. This is on the same. These are on the same propellers too. These are the Gemfan biblades, 1.6-inch biblades. Man, this camera looks awful though. This AIO is having, well, now that the battery is sagged down a little bit, the AIO, it's completely fine. But on the fresh battery, I think one of the channels is starting to die. Yeah, man, this flies significantly, I can't see where the hell I'm going because of this camera, but this flies significantly better than the other rig. I think this is the one that's on the Caddx Ant camera. Oh boy, that was stupid to try to shoot that gap at that speed. See how the throttle resolution is? It's completely fine. Oh god. Wow, man, this is there less up tilt on this? Is that maybe why it's easier to fly? Because with less up tilt, I'm going slower. Can somebody rewind back to when I was flying the 1102 rig and look at how much duct is in view on the bottom of the screen there to see if maybe... I'm going to hold them up next to each other and see if I can see a difference in up tilt. But I have a funny feeling that maybe this one has less up tilt, which is why it's kind of easier to fly, because I'm just going slower, maybe? Let's see. Yeah, so this one has the Caddx Ant camera. Good God, it looks terrible compared to the BI. And yeah, there is less up tilt. There's slightly less up tilt, which could be the difference. This rig, the first rig I was flying with more up tilt, that's going to mean that I'm just going farther I'm going faster, and then that's going to have more momentum for cornering. So I need to get it. I need to get this. Plus, this camera does not look good, so I need to get this thing onto the Newbie Drone BI camera in order for this to be a fair fight between these two. But I've definitely gotten used to the way that these two fly, which is really nice. Really, really, really nice. And then the last rig that we've got is a 75, which does not have the motors plugged in. Man, I can't believe how bad this camera looks. Good God. It looks terrible. I need a bunch of I need a couple of extra BI cameras. I wonder if Newbie Drone has the propellers. I bet you they do. Let's go to Newbie Drone real quick. And while I'm doing this, I will try to get caught up on the chat. Trying to figure out where I left off in chat here. Newbie Drone propellers. I'm almost certain that they have the propellers. That's the Insta360 Go 2 vibrating its little face off. Oh, these are just the Newbie Drone propellers. If I go here, there we go. Okay, so let's sort by gem fan, and then two blades. That'll narrow it down enough. Here they are. 40 millimeter, 1610 durable two blade. All right, cool. So I guess I'm doing a Newbie Drone order because I also need a BI. I need this. One of these, please. And I might as well get an extra. What's the V2? Oh, okay, right. I might as well get an extra goober canopy while I'm at it. All right, cool. Man, I got some ordering to do. Good problem to have. First world ass problems, yo. Got a quick test on this. 3.7, good to go. And where's the other battery? Did I not pull the second battery out of that rig? What's happening here? Nope, I took them both out. Nope, there it is. Still in there. I was gonna say, what the hell? Well, you know, not only does this not have the motors plugged in, but I don't have propellers for this, and I'm not going to pull propellers off of another rig to put onto that. That just seems insane. So here you go. This is the other rig. It's the Jungle Gym Basher. It flies terrible inside. It's got too much power, and it's too heavy, and you're going to hate it. I certainly do. I really don't like flying these 75 millimeter rigs inside. They're just so slidey. So yeah, this thing needs props. But other than props, this thing is good to go. This needs a camera swap, so I'm going to leave it out. This guy is good to go, though. This black one is just dialed. It's perfect. This one here, I'm going to keep beating on it until this AIO completely shits the bed, I guess. I do have another one of these AIOs as a backup, but it makes me sad that might be the last one. So this needs propellers, but they are gonna have to be ordered. So I'll just put it there. That's fine. And then the rest of these need to get fixed. And I've got 3 charged batteries. That's my Tiny Whoop fleet, friends. The Ultimate Jungle Gym Basher is a Mobula 7 1S ELRS with a motor swap. It's on the iGao 0802 27,000 kV motors with a 1.5 millimeter motor shaft. Technically speaking, I think it's on a Mc Stinky mount, but I would rather have it on a Mobula mount. The Mobula 7 1S is like good to go out of the box. Just move it over to BT 2.0 and swap the motors out, and that thing is amazing. And that's basically what that rig is. One of these days, maybe next Wednesday, we're gonna play around with this. We'll do double Betaflight OG new old stock frame reviews. I've got the EX 0802 30,000s on here. You know what we can do? We can compare the 0802 30,000s to the 0603 30,000s. That'll be a really cool comparison. I'm actually really looking forward to that. And we're going to do that comparison on this build here, where I already have, yeah, this is perfect. So the build that I was telling you about, that I'm gonna, the frame is broken, that I'm gonna swap over to the Betaflight OG indestructible frame. We're gonna do that frame swap, and then we're gonna swap with the motors, and we'll do a little bit of 0802 versus 0603 testing. How's that sound? That'll be fun for next week. And then at some point we need to test this iFlake frame out and see if it's any good. Hey, here's an extra Meteor 65 frame. Oh, but I don't need it now because we're going to test that Betaflight frame. That's okay. I'm just going to leave these guys out. I think that's about it. What?
Hi, have a pretzel.
What's happening?
Hi,
I can't.
have a pretzel.
I need to speak.
Have a
Milk
pretzel.
chocolate caramel pretzel crunchy clusters.
Have a
Oh my
pretzel.
god. I can't eat it now. I'm talking to 62 people.
Okay, bye.
That's
I'll eat them all.
No, please don't. That looks so effing
Have
good.
it.
All right, I gotta go. We need a pretzel. Love you guys. Bye. No, I was actually wrapping up. Hold on. Here's some more flying from the Jungle Gym Basher. I'll see you guys on Friday at 7 o'clock. Later, friends. Thanks for hanging. My name is Donkey McDonkeys a lot.
Okay.
And I like donkeys.
And have a pretzel.
Give me one more second, Azalea. Here comes some Epidemic Sounds jams with a little bit more ultimate freestyle donkey bashing. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Pretzel.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is not going to match the flight footage, but I just want to listen to this song. Love you guys. I'll see you Friday. Be good. CiottiFPV.com. Support your boy. And, you know, support Azalea.
Hi.
Later, friends.